Hey everybody, what's up? Tom here, back at you with another video. I'm still in the second wind league. I've been having fun in it. You don't have as easy access to all the items that you want in this league as you do in this main league. But I think it's fun. It means you basically have to buy the currencies to craft your own item. And so I kind of learned a lot about crafting.
Reload.
I crafted this bad boy. However, I just got lucky. I mean, I got lucky a few times, but I think part of the game is when you get lucky, going with it. So I've definitely, I think, learned about how to just go with getting lucky. And so one of those things was very early on, I only had one or two div to my name. I was searching for chess pieces, and I saw this bad boy. And well, it wasn't quite as insane as it is now, but when I bought it, this bad boy had zero quality and no sockets. So it had like, I think, I want to say 2200 armor, something like that. Or like 2100 armor. And so then without life, it was like, not great. Well, he was selling it for one divine. This was pretty early on into the league too. I think this was day 2 of the league, and I bought it thinking that is just too fucking good. That is too good to pass up. Like, I don't know if that guy didn't think to socket it before he didn't realize how good the armor roll on it was, and he underpriced it, and it was up there for like 30 or so minutes before I sniped it. Nobody else happened to look at the trade site and realize. All you have to do is just put sockets in it and put greater iron runes, and it jumped the armor up to like 2800. Well, no, yeah. It was like, yeah, 2800. But then the other thing is, this piece also has 26 chaos resistance and a respectable, what is that, 41 elemental resistance. So, this, believe it or not, in its current condition, is probably the best armor chess piece in this league right now. Actually, I can go to PoE Ninja. But anyway, it's pretty insane. And then I also lucked out because I got to Vol Infuser it 10 times without corrupting it. So at some point, I'll gamble on this and corrupt it. If you got a third socket on this, it would be truly godly. And that's with 2 T5 mods, T3, T2. But it's insane. What can I say? Here's another item I got lucky on. Boom. This helmet right here. So this one I just basically slammed. I bought a rare helmet. No, I bought a magic helmet, or it might have been a normal white helmet. And I basically used an essence on it and an abyss craft, and then I think I slammed a perfect exalt with a ritual to double it, and I just got really lucky. Like, I didn't have any dead rolls. Yeah, I think on the exalt, I hit armor and life. I hit the flat armor and life. Oh, no, I got the flat armor from Abyss. So, I mean, that was really good. T1 flat armor. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Um, so, I either slammed on the life and the rarity, or the life and the armor to Ellie. believe it or not. So just extremely, extremely lucky with these rolls here. And so now this is a helmet with 1273 armor and 170 life and 34 lightning resistance and 15 rarity and 26 of armor applies to Ellie. So this I got so lucky on, it's crazy. Like this is a truly godly piece of equipment right here. And then the best thing is, when I Vol Infusered it, it went up to 28 before it got corrupted. Nothing else on my character is that good. My amulet's alright. It gives me a lot of life. So I'm at 2833 with it, and 2434 without it. So it gives me 399 life just from this amulet.
What's new? Let's see if there are any takers.
Just buying those up here. So what I was planning on doing today in my video was to do a little crafting tutorial. Now, I did not invent this craft. I don't claim to be a master of crafting in this game, but I know how to do a thing or two. And actually, another content creator who made a great video about this exact thing is Jazzarus. But I want to make a video about it too, so I'm going to. And so what I'm going to do, well, actually, I'm going to do a silly YouTube intro first, because I think I'm going to try to cut this out of my stream and just turn it into a video. We are going to do it. So, hey-o, everybody. Wait. Hey-o, everybody. What's up? Tom here, back at you with another video. Yeah! And it's a crafting tutorial.
What's new?
So we're going to do a quick little crafting tutorial for y'all today. And it's all about crafting a +1 skill gem. And +1 skill gems are very good, especially when you get into the late end game, because you're trying to get damage from every possible source, every possible way that you can. So that's improving your weapon damage, that's optimizing your tree, that's you know, getting the right support gems, getting the right jewels, you know, qualitying everything up, corrupting things, all trying to get these minor increments, you know, all over the place so that it adds up. And so when you're in the pursuit of that, one way that you can use to scale your damage is by getting +1 to a level of a skill gem on the gem itself. But you can only do that by corrupting it. And when you corrupt it, you can essentially brick the item as well. So actually, for this whole league, I wasn't doing this because it seemed like it was too expensive, because the level 20 skill gems are crazy. They're like 5 divine. And earlier in the league, they were like 2 divine, but I had less currency back then. So the level 20 skill gems were like making me think, ooh, I don't want to do this process where I have to corrupt multiple skill gems for an RNG when I have to use a level 20 every time. But it turns out, and this was news to me, somebody in a Discord server explained this to me. you can still upgrade the level of a skill gem after you've corrupted it, believe it or not. So even though in this game you can never modify an item after you've corrupted it, you are able to level up a skill gem after you've corrupted it. And so what we're going to do is we are going to do our gambles on lower level skill gems. So just try to find the cheapest skill gem you can find that you can put this skill onto and get it. So in this case it was level 18. Level 18s are pretty cheap because that's like kind of when the game starts really getting hard, so a lot of people farm that tier of map for an inordinate amount of time. But, you know, see whichever ones are cheapest. So I managed to get 9 of these for 1 exalt each. So just, you know, try to get the cheapest one that you can get. And you're going to pick the skill you want to do. In my case, I'm doing Explosive Grenade. And so, yeah. What I actually need to do is change a setting here. Or is it in the skill panel? No, it's in here. So this is one thing that you might want to do. I just need to find it. We're going to make it so you can engrave skill gems even if, you know, it's not applicable to your build. Which by default is not how it is. Oh, interesting. Level down skilling. That's cool. Oh, gem cutting restrictions. This is what we want to get rid of. Good. You get rid of gem cutting you get rid of gem cutting restrictions. Now I just go here, go to the mercenary, and it's just explosive grenade. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do all these now because these are cheap anyway. And I think the way the odds work on this, you have a 1 in 6 chance of getting the plus to levels. So I got 9 so that I can be reasonably certain that I'll get one. The next thing you're going to want to do is put quality on everything, because obviously you're not going to be able to quality it after you corrupt it. So quality everything up to 20. Just do it ahead of time so you don't mess up. Here, I'll start with those though. And also, if you are really trying to save as much currency as possible, just do this one at a time. Just be really careful. So just quality 1, then perfect jewelers it, and then corrupt it. And then on the next one, quality the next one, perfect jewelers it, then corrupt it. That way you don't have to, if you hit on the first one, you don't waste all those gem cutter prisms on other ones that you didn't have to roll. So here, I am actually also trying to save. The perfect jewelers are pretty expensive. They're like 40 exalt each. So I am going to do these one at a time here. So now all you do is you take this Bam, corrupted. And we lost a gem socket. That can happen. So that's a brick. That's okay. We go to the next one. Perfect Jewelers. And Volley. And there you go. We got it. +1 to level from corruption. Now, personally, since I got that, I am going to see if I can get another one, actually, because there's another step you can do after this if you're ballsy enough. So I'm going to try to get 2 corrupted ones here with +1 to skills. So, Perfect Jewelers. Vol. Oh! Hey-oh! So I got really lucky. I got 2 in my first 3 to hit. So that's not usually going to happen. I think usually it's either 1 in 4 or 1 in 6 of this happening. I think it's 1 in 4 because I think you can go up in quality, down in quality, up in sockets, or down in sockets. I don't think there's anything else that can happen. So I think it's 1 in 4. Don't quote me on that, but it's not more than 1 in 6. You could get unlucky, but it's really not that bad because you only need to level 20 once. So level 20s are really expensive. So we're going to do this part 1 at a time. But if you look now, if you look at my current DPS, wait, I already have +1 levels from corruption on this? Oh, I already did this. What about gas grenade? I should have gone for cluster grenade here. But that's okay because I actually want to test this double corrupt thing. So
You've received a shipment.
if I go into the currency exchange here, there is a currency from Incursion. This isn't too bad. This is only like 30 exalts. This is modifies a corrupted skill gem unpredictably or destroys it. So you have a 50-50 chance of getting rid of the jewel. But I don't think you need to use a level 20 ahead of time on this either. So you save currency by just holding off on the level 20. And I do want to save here, so I'm going to try 35. Hopefully that won't take too long to
I'll post it right away.
buy. I'll put in another one for 40.
All right, your order is registered.
I just want one of these to buy. Don't want to go on the market rate. I want, I should have bought these ahead of time before doing the video, but it is what it is. I guess while we wait for this, I'll talk about my build a little bit. I personally enjoy this build. I'm obviously doing grenades, and what I do is I actually use gas grenade because I just like that it has a much faster cooldown recovery than the explosive grenades. The gas grenades, I can just spam them ad infinitum. Whereas the explosive grenades, I run out of charges. And so I can't keep spamming them. So, you can just open up with explosive grenades and then jump in with your gas grenades and then just keep the pressure on like that. And then the cool thing is the explosive grenades blow up the gas grenades, but the gas grenades just also blow up themselves as long as you actually hit the target with them, because the target will get ignited because I am using fire runes to give my weapon fire damage. And so the gas grenades also just self-ignite.
Yes?
Alright, we got our crystallized corruption. So let's see. The goal here is to get increased quality. You either get increased quality, decreased quality, or the item gets bricked. So I think it's a 1 in 3. Gone forever. Okay, so we need to wait for another one of my things to sell. I'll put another order in for 45.
Let's see if there are any takers. It's your lucky day. Oh, it's you.
Yeah, so we're waiting at this point. I should probably buy materials to do this with a cluster grenade as well. But anyway, so the gas grenade is actually self-ignite. There's also cluster grenade. And that just does massive AoE. And even though it doesn't look like it sitting here in my hideout, those things do big damage. Those things do big, big damage. I guess I can show you my tree. My tree is basically very, very straightforward. There's nothing really fancy or technical going on here. It's just essentially going for the biggest damage possible and the biggest defense possible. So there's little things like getting your cooldown recovery in, getting crossbow reload speed, but when I was leveling, I did go down this way. I took these damage nodes here. And these ones. These are all projectile damage. And then I went boom. And then I got these two-handed damage nodes. So those are kind of no-brainers. And when I was playing the campaign, I also went for cluster bombs because... yeah, during the campaign, I was doing something a little bit different. I was basically spamming... Well, I always used fire damage to make the gas grenades auto-ignite. You know what I was thinking, actually? Switching out elemental armament for fire attunement and then putting greater iron runes in my bow. Would that work? Where's a fire attunement? So what's my tooltip damage right now? 58. This thing should be pretty decent at calculating this type of damage here. 58.7 with elemental armament. With fire attunement, 49.9. A lot less. So elemental armament's probably better. But I get more damage if I put greater iron runes in. Let's just see. Let's just see what happens with greater iron runes. I mean, these things are free. Oh, that's fire. Here we go. So we were at 58.7 and now we're at 21.6. And if I go here, 52. I didn't check my explosive grenade damage, but I'm pretty sure it wasn't 76. Anyway, I'll talk about my support gems, I guess. So, gas grenade is my main ability. Let's start with gas grenade. Multi-shot is a no-brainer, right? For multi-shot, you're just getting more grenades, so it's way more damage. You get the AoEs overlap, so you don't care about the less damage or the less skill speed. If two of your grenades AoEs overlap the same enemy, then they're getting hit by two that are 25% less damage, so that's still 150% damage of normal. And if they get hit by all three AoEs, then that's 225. So it's very good. It also increases your screen clear. Cooldown recovery, very, very important because you want to be able to spam your grenades. There's only so much cooldown recovery you can get from the tree. Without this, I run out of charges with the gas grenade pretty quick. It's actually not that bad. But once you hit that, then it's hard to get your charges back. So I really do like cooldown recovery. Then elemental armament. That, as you could just see with me swapping between everything. Elemental armament just gives you a lot of damage when you're doing elemental damage. Because explosion is all fire damage. And so if you look, it goes from 48.9 to 61. So this one support is giving us massive damage.
Yes?
And so now we get into the meme shit. So obviously Rakiata's flow. Can't live with it, can't live without it. Rakiata's flow is an amazing item. Rakiata's flow is an amazing item. And it drastically boosts your damage. Especially against bosses. Because bosses usually have elemental resistance. So hits with supported skills treat enemy monster elemental resistance values as inverted. And this is essentially good for every build. Most builds in the game are doing elemental damage. There might be the odd occasional bleed build. But even the physical damage builds do a lot of elemental damage. Like, let's be real. So any damage any build that does elemental damage wants this. The problem is it's very rare. It drops from a unique map at a 1 in 30 drop rate. So it's like pretty tough to get. But you can farm it if you want. It's like 100 div. So this item is like 100 div. Adalui's Bloodletting. This essentially solves my mana. Because I'm spamming gas grenades most of the time. If I didn't have this, I would be constantly running out of mana while I'm spamming gas grenades. Because I have this, it takes the mana out of my health, and I actually have life leech on my weapon. And on my gloves, I have a lot of life leech. So And it's fine. I lose a little bit of health, but then I gain it right back up from the life leech. And so it's nice. So Adalui's bloodletting and cooldown recovery work nicely because cooldown recovery solves my cooldown for damage uptime, and Adalui's solves my mana for damage uptime. So the other spells, I run out of mana after two or three uses of them, but that's okay because I'm not spamming those all the time. I can just chug mana potions when I do that. Cluster grenade. So, cluster grenade, same shit. Multi-shot, cooldown recovery. This only has 2 charges, so you want to have the cooldown recovery. So I'm not spamming this all the time, unfortunately. I can't. I can only do 1 or 2 at a time, and then I run out of charges. I do short fuse because it just makes it really good for clear. You just shoot it, and what you do is you shoot it ahead of you, and you just run into where you shoot it. And then everything gets destroyed. And so that's the main thing. Let's finish the crafting video because our currency was just purchased. And we missed before, so we're guaranteed to hit this time, right? Let's go. Increase quality. No. All right, let's keep going here. So, perfect jeweler. Vol. No change. Perfect jeweler. Vol. Okay, there we go. We got it.
What's new? All right, your order is registered.
All right, here we go. This time we're gonna win. Oh, and now we're getting unlucky. Well, we got lucky in one way, and we got unlucky in another way. Make sure you're qualityed and perfect before you vol. And we missed. Okay, so we will quality these ones up. Perfect jeweler. Vol. We got quality. I think we can now try to get +1 with the infuser. I mean, with the crystallized corruption. All right, let's go. Let's go, +1 level. Give it to me, baby. Oh my god, that's 4 in a row that we destroyed. And now I gotta buy perfect jeweler's orbs again. No, I have 2 more. Perfect jeweler. Perfect jeweler. No change. +1, okay. So now we have to get it.
Yes?
We have to get lucky.
I'll post it right away.
+1. We're going for quality. Increase quality. Hey! Oh my god, that's 5 in a row. Well, I'm in too deep now. I gotta commit. But I'm gonna do it with gas grenade instead. Hey there, Equal.
I'll fill that in as soon as I can.
All right, well, let's get more currency while I'm at it, though. We can buy these for divs. We'll get 5 of these for 2 div.
All right, your order is registered.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Well, I guess I'm trying to do it quick, right? No, let's not cuck myself here. Don't scam yourself in this game. Let's just undercut the market. I still have 2 waiting for me. And let's go for 8 for 2.
I'll fill that in as soon as I can.
If this doesn't work out, then so be it, you know? We tried. We can take these in the meantime, though.
Have an order?
Well, that's a bummer. We whiffed. We whiffed, I think, 5 times in a row. But hey, that's gonna happen.
What is it? Quickly. Gold is useless to me. Take it.
I need to put fire back in this bow.
Of course.
I can try 1 fire rune, though, and see how it feels. And so we'll see if my poison grenades still self-ignite here. How many charges do I have left to fill up my temple? A lot. Let's just run this to warm up here. I'm here anyway. I want to jump into the action.
New floor plan? Same old Val. Here it comes! Oh, creature! So, the rumors were true. You have made a great mistake.
Those look like they still self-ignite.
Another notch on me helmet.
Oh, that's good.
I'll
Because I want to upgrade my Spy Master.
hold this medallion for you.
That's a good one. Oh shit. Forgot I have to fight this guy. It's okay. I do crazy heck damage to him. Hey, okay, Soul Core of Takati, nice. So here's Buster Grenade in action.
Another notch on the helmet.
Bro, literally one guy in each corner.
The vow of many ones.
Make a wish! Another notch on me.
No medallion? Where's my medallion? What the fuck? Oh, corruption chamber, nice.
Another medallion.
I needed that.
Choke on this!
Divine.
Ooh, better than coin.
Challenge the best of the best.
I need to get a Haze Dora bot. I'm Speedy Gonzalez right now. Feels good. Oh, this has a chance for a Capoddle. Shit. Shouldn't skip over that. Capoddles are good from what I remember. I forget which one the Capoddle is, but I know it's good. No Capoddle? Come on.
this in! Got machine! Easy.
That has to be worth something. Gloves increase cast speed.
Yep, practically see the corruption coming off of that thing.
A Valorb?
I'm sure I won't regret this.
Alright, whatever. Oh.
All in a day's work. Stupid zealot!
Condal, and well, look how that turned out.
Yeah.
George, the whole world's waiting. Make a move.
Bishop to King's Rook 5.
Checkmate. You know, Preston, I was just telling you the other day how we don't have enough bad news in this community, and what do you know? An article drops today doing just that. Oh man.
Here's the thing about the article, okay? The article, there is nothing new in the article.
That is not
absolutely
true.
nothing
That is
new.
absolutely not true.
There's nothing new in the article. It's more of a very serious confirmation of all the stuff we kind of knew, but we didn't know how fucking... I mean, I guess there's degrees of seriousness. Like, for instance, I'm pulling this out. Like, the article is long. It's very comprehensive. It's a very good summary of everything that's fucking happened in the past goddamn 10 years. Okay? It's a brilliant, in-depth article. I couldn't believe that, you know, he got that much information out of George, because it's so hard to get stuff out of George. But the thing is, it's stuff we kind of knew. So for example, like, the feud between George and Ryan Condal. We knew that existed. We knew that there was that.
But not to the
feud.
extent
However,
it goes into.
we didn't know it was as serious. Like, there was a lot of speculation on how serious it was, and this is confirming, like, oh shit, that's really serious. Like remember when that video came out of somebody brought up like House of the Dragon, and then George immediately changed subjects to Knight of the Seven Kingdoms, and I was like, oh crap, I was like, that's seriously throwing shade on Ryan Condal. I didn't realize how serious it was, and that's all subtext, but this is fucking text. This is fucking straight up text. He fucking says it. Yeah.
People were hitting me up saying, you guys got to get on this now. Strike while the iron is hot. No. we wanted to sit on this for a bit before going into it. I know the other boring channels needed to upload this immediately for the clicks, but I feel like we're more connected to the series having done this for 10 plus years, and I don't know, this needed a bit of time and patience and nuance than just reacting immediately as it came out. So yeah, let's get into it. James Hibberd, he does an amazing job with this article, and
by the way, I mean, the other thing, James Hibberd's work here is impeccable, but it's funny that it's funny how his emotions are like bleed into the article so much.
James Hibberd has a very personal relationship with not only, like, I wouldn't say George, but like the series in general. I read his
interviewed him so many times.
Well, that, and I've also read his book, Fire Cannot Kill the Dragon, the making of the show. And granted, he didn't go as in depth into that book about the making of the show as I wanted him to. His main focus in that book was not making Dave and Dan look like assholes. Because you know, but it's a decent book about the making of the show nonetheless, and there's a lot of like great tidbits there too. But he starts this article by basically saying, in many ways, Martin looks the same as ever. He's sharp and engaging. His voice is vibrant, which is not what I've heard from a lot of people who have seen George in person in the last couple of months. Yet his beard has thinned, and he has a tougher time walking. He's also lost weight, but contrary to morbid online speculation, this isn't due to any health issues. So,
well, it's due to Ozempic. It's an open secret that like George is on Ozempic.
That woman, Hefe Kennedy.
I'm surprised he didn't mention that. Yeah, well, I'm surprised he didn't mention it.
That's what I was saying. James Hibberd goes out of his way to make sure no one looks like an asshole or weird.
Yeah.
But Hefe Kennedy, who was with George at Bubonicon 2025, basically said like, yeah, he's on Ozempic. So, which, hey man, look. I know some people who are on it. It's given them like a new lease on life. There's a pick up in their step, and we don't know the health side effects of it long term, but short term takes weight off your joints. You eat less, which is great. So yeah, man, I'm sure he's feeling much better.
A lot of diabetic issues. I mean, it's diabetic, you know, it affects blood sugar levels and stuff like that. But yeah.
But George here, of course, starts off very. The article starts off very sad. So George goes into it and says, "I never thought I'd live to be 77." Martin says, "I'm old, so I have some old people stuff. My lower back hurts sometimes. I don't like to stand around, but I feel okay. Maybe you should make that your headline. George R. Martin is not dying." Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
I don't know if I'm getting ahead of you, but like the Robert Redford stuff really kind of struck me. That really hit me when I read all that, and I was like, oh god. Robert Redford was, of course, like larger than life actor, somebody that George R. Martin like has been seeing on TV forever. He has this meta scene in Dark Winds.
Oh yeah, no, I know about. I told you about this. Yeah,
right. Where Robert Redford says to him,
"George, make a move,
George," and George, yeah, and then Robert Redford dies, and that scene with George R. Martin is the last thing Robert Redford ever filmed.
I didn't know.
Okay, yeah, and so like, well, can you imagine like for someone like George R. Martin, and keep in mind, even for someone like us, Robert Redford's just a little before my time, but still Robert Redford is larger than life. Robert Redford is a bit before your time, but he's still larger than life. For younger people, maybe he's not so huge. He's a guy that occasionally appeared in some Marvel movies, but like to I don't know, to George R. Martin, it's Robert fucking Redford, and it's like, oh my god. He filmed his last scene with me and then died. Yeah, that's got to hit him. Well, I mean, he mentions that it hits him in the article.
He talked about that scene briefly, how he didn't really want to do it, and then he was convinced to do it. But the article was on Martin wanting to build an empire and did. Yet productive is the last word on any Thrones fans would use to describe him. The author's worry that he wouldn't be able to finish Winds of Winter has borne to a staggering degree. His tortured inability to finish the book, George, quote, as online hordes regularly chide, is almost as impressive in its way as his success at doing everything else. That's true. They go into discussing Night of the Seven Kingdoms, and George says about that, he goes, The show is meant to be a very different type, says Martin, who served as co-creator and executive producer. It turned out very well, and I'm very happy with season 1. The casting was a home run. Showrunner Ira Parker is terrific.